1 year since the appointment of the service chiefs, Chief of Defense Staff, Chief of Air Staff, Chief of Naval Staff, and even the Customs Controller. Yes, what is your take on their performance?
Well, I didn't know there is any celebration. To be honest, I mean, we are full of celebration, the 100, the 1 year and all that. We are where we are, to be honest.
You think maybe the low celebration, especially in the security side? Of course, they addressed the press at the defense headquarters, and then the Chief of Defense Staff also held a press conference. They reeled out, achievements. They said they have degraded Boko Haram, they have tackled bandits. Do you agree with them?
No, I don't. I mean, maybe Boko Haram banditry is Katsina, Zamfara, Niger, Kaduna, and even Plateau, Sokoto, Kebbi. You can't tell us you have degraded bandits. So please, 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 military chiefs, stop celebrating. And I said it before, military chiefs should not, this government should not take an early victory lap in the fight against banditry.
You think it is still with us?
Absolutely.
Are there evidences which you can really...
Katsina, look, I'm from Katsina.
Yes.
Now, how many have they killed recently in Kankara? The story is there. What of Niger? What of Sokoto? What of Zamfara? Zamfara is a daily thing, and our military, they have been killed all over the place. So, for us, in the Northwest and North Central, we are still burying our dead. And this is no time for celebration, please. And I took the liberty of making these graphics.
I thought when you were coming in with the bag, I thought it was actually, operation room.
No, this is the graphics. This is the reality. I don't know if your camera is catching it.
Yeah, of course
We're still burying our dead. These are civilians, and these are the military. Every day, all across the Northwest and the North Central. So please, please, and please, we don't want celebrations now.
Why do you think 1 year after, maybe they are yet to, let me say, get their, the ropes, to learn the ropes,
right,
of maybe changing the approach?
Look, I've said it again and again and again. Banditry is not a military problem.
Now, this photo, is it Katsina?
Yeah, this was Niger.
Yes,
Niger.
okay.
This was Niger. And the military, our gallant men are being killed and ambushed all across the land.
Maybe were the ones killed, was it in the Niger Delta recently?
No, this is not the Niger Delta. But this is Niger.
It's a recurring decimal.
So the purpose of this is to juggle people's memory that we are still burying our dead, both in uniform and out of uniform. Our villagers are being killed every day. So it's no time for celebration, and now is not the time for celebration or taking an early victory lap. It isn't.
But it is 1 year now, as I said earlier. Where are they getting it wrong? Is it that they are yet to get the buy-in of communities?
No. So you see, I have said it. Banditry is not a military problem. There's a role for the military, but there's not going to be a military solution. I've said it again and again to previous service chiefs, to the president before, to the NSA before. They were not listening. There is a role for the military, a definite role for the military.
That is the kinetic aspect.
There is. But I tell you, kinetic is about 10%. Non-kinetic is 90%. Let me give you an example of Zamfara. We went to all 9 states in this country, deep into the forest, 4 or 5 years ago. What we are seeing now is escalation of everything. By the time we went into the forest, well, like all the places we went to, they would tell us their fight was not with the military, their fight was not with the government. Their fight then was with NSAK. But now, and we were warning, repeatedly we were warning security
agents. If you say NSAK,
they were local.
They are local vigilantes.
Yes, local vigilantes fighting between themselves. That was what was causing the local bloodshed. And they would tell us all across that their fight, their gripe was not with the military or with the federal government. And we were warning the federal government at that time that we don't want the marriage between Boko Haram and their elements, ISWAP, coming northwest. Now we see them everywhere. We see Dar es Salaam here in Niger, we see them in Kaduna, we see them in Zamfara.
Meaning they have encroached the northwest deeply.
Of course, but they cannot do that without the buy-in of the bandits. And that was what we were warning
because the bandits
government.
know the terrain.
Is their land. So what we were warning them is we should quickly make sure that we don't let this unholy alliance. I wrote a piece 3 years ago about this unholy alliance. This ambush and attack of that train, March 2021, was the alliance between Boko Haram and bandits. So we're here. Things are escalating. Now these bandits, they know how to do explosives. They have this marriage. They are attacking the military. They're attacking everybody. Instead of us to nip this thing in the bud, it's getting to a stage where bringing it back, wallahi, is going to be more difficult. And we're increasingly militarizing it. Every governor now has his own militia with guns. And I tell them, excellencies, these new excellencies, where the federal government, the president and commander-in-chief has been fighting this with all his military for the past 8-9 years. Air, Tucano, all of this for the last 8-9 years, and we are where we are. You think your vigilante with pump action guns will do that?
Maybe that's the only option they have.
No, they have a lot of options.
What are
I'll tell you Zamfara. I'll tell you Zamfara.
Yes.
Zamfara, when he goes to meet his people, he'll be screaming, no dialogue, no negotiation. They'll be screaming, right? And say, yeah. When he comes to Abuja, what does he do? He'll be lamenting. He doesn't have control of security forces. He cannot do anything. He's helpless. He goes to the president. Well, here you are, a governor of each of the states. You do not have control of even, what's the name? Yellow fever. You don't have control of the police, army, or civil defense.
Then do you blame the governors?
No, and you want to fight. Fight with what? The option you have, if I'm the governor, the option I have is dialogue. Dialogue, reduce the bloodshed.
Are the warring factions ready for dialogue? Because we are talking about herders and the locals.
It's not that. It's gone way past that. If you hear anybody talking about herders, farmers, he's like 5-6 years behind.
How do you mean? Then the fight is between who and who?
No, this now it is full-blown military civil wars between communities. And we've been saying it.
Over land?
No, over nonsense. Criminalities, outright criminalities. You have these bandits with their guns and their drugs.
Who are the bandits?
Come on. Hamza, we have been screaming our voices. The military know them, the governors know them, everybody know them and know where they are. We've been there.
Before now, maybe a year back, when we are discussing, every other person will say, yes, these are herders that have not been treated fairly. Oh. Their cattle has been, rustled and all that. Now they have taken arms.
Well, this has now morphed into criminality. Every little idiot now, you have an AK-47, you go and do all the nonsense. With one AK-47, you ransack this whole building. So we have lost control of this thing. And we think over-militarizing it will take care of it.
Are you now saying the criminals in the bushes who have taken over farmlands is actually a configuration of people from different ethnicity?
No. Okay, the people that busted that train, they are a collection of people. You have Kanuris, you have Fulanis, you have Hausas, you have Ibiras, you have
all
everywhere. Yeah. So what I say, what I tell these new governors and what I tell the service chiefs is, even President Muhammadu Buhari, I'm a doctor. Without a diagnosis, you cannot have a treatment. And I hear the Zamfara state governor saying the same thing that President Muhammadu Buhari said 2-3 years ago. What did he say? At the palace of his eminence, that he does not understand banditry. President Muhammadu Buhari said that at the palace of his eminence, that of all the conflicts in this country, it is banditry he does not understand. The same language, the same this. And I had this Zamfara state governor saying the same thing 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I said,
he
God,
said that there is no political will from the center
no,
to fight banditry.
before that. But he's saying he doesn't understand it too. Well, my wife asked me, we were sitting, this is the problem.
The governor?
No, lack of understanding. If you don't understand a problem, how can you solve it?
But the governors, let me generalize, have they asked the relevant questions? Have they spoken to the right people in order to understand?
Which governors? Oh, the governors now, they want to fight. This is exactly the same thing that President Muhammadu Buhari did. He wants to fight.
So they are building from where the last administration...
No, he is going to teach them the language they understand, let's fight. But fellow Nigerians, we have fought for 8-9, this is the 9th year. Where are we? Before President Muhammadu Buhari in Katsina, you are from Katsina, in Katsina, we never knew what IDPs are. Before President Muhammadu Buhari came. By the time President Muhammadu Buhari came, as at today, 22 out of 34 local governments in Katsina, that's 65% of Katsina, under siege. Borno State is safer and more secure than Katsina.
As we speak?
As we speak, today.
Borno
is more secure and safer than Katsina.
What was the magic wand that led to where Borno is now?
No, President Muhammad Buhari, when he came, all his concentration was, all his service chiefs, you remember, he asked them to deploy back to Maiduguri. And in 3 months, things quietened down. But they took their feet off the brake, off the accelerator.
And it continued.
No, they took their eyes off other security challenges in this country.
We are deep into today's conversation because it is about the insecurity in the country. Yeah. So from the tidbit, we have started the conversation really. Some people are saying Borno's case is actually an enigma when you look at how things metamorphosed now. And beyond the kinetic, probably the governor is doing something different.
Yeah, okay. You will never hear me talk about Boko Haram because, to be honest, I don't understand it. There are people a lot more eloquent, a lot more knowledgeable, a lot more qualified to speak about Boko Haram.
No, talking about good governance.
Good. No, and what he's doing, about 160,000, and even the former CDS said over 160,000 Boko Haram and their families, they have surrendered. They did not surrender because he went and killed them. They surrendered back into the society, and that's when they are the same people.
Because the society was ready to accept them.
So you have to find other avenues. And this is what I tell all the governors, especially these ones that are creating these militias. Let's look since they came over the last year. The number of deaths before they came and the number of deaths now. Why?
We brought, Dr. Kabiru Adamu here.
I remember I was there. The simple reason is you are creating this militia and inflaming the whole thing.
Are you saying that having the vigilantes, they gave them different names. Zampara, it has its name for the people. Katsina, Niger, Sokoto, they all have different names for them. If you have your way, you will advise them to disband them? And
let me ask you this.
Okay.
Is it the job of the governor to fight, to buy armored personnel carriers and go and fight?
Yes, because like what Zampara governor, I asked you this. Yeah. He said that there is no political will. I'm quoting him.
Good.
From the center to fight bandit.
Good.
And he said banditry can be eradicated in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Maximum, if the federal government is serious.
No.
Do you agree with him?
Absolutely nonsense. He's absolutely nonsense. And I'll tell you why, because he doesn't understand a thing. He is saying it can be eradicated in 2 weeks if you go and fight. And I tell him, I have said it again and again and again, you can have 1 million Tucano jets, you cannot solve this problem. This is not a military problem and it can never be won. I've never been shot. It can never be won on the battlefield. Never. Conflicts like this have never been won on the battlefield. If you say that, you come from wherever you come, you say in 2 weeks, okay, if he says in 2 weeks, we can eradicate all of this.
If there is political way.
Okay, then why don't you ask yourself? If I'm the president, I'll ask myself, Nigeria fought a civil war for 30 months. 30 months. With all the guns, with all the help from everywhere, tanks and everything, lasted 30 months. We've been fighting this banditry for 9 years. Why? Why?
But we fought Boko Haram also for nearly 15 years.
No, 15 years. So you ask, if I'm the president, this is what I will ask. I will ask all my military chiefs.
Like today, to mark their anniversary, maybe you should have held a meeting
even
with
before
them.
Even before I appoint them. We fought the civil war for 30 months. Why are we still fighting Boko Haram 15 months? Why are you not dominating the shores of Lake Chad or Sambisa Forest? Why is it taking 15 years? And why are we still fighting banditry 9 years? Who are bandits? They don't have tanks. We saw them.
Do you see...
No, let me finish.
Okay.
They don't have tanks. They don't have drones. They don't have this. They are on a motorcycle with their AK-47, some of them fabricated. You couldn't dominate them for,
but it's guerrilla war. You know,
for
guerrilla
9 years.
War is
so you couldn't
else.
dominate them for 9 years, and the governor coming with his vigilante. Wallahi, what we need are elders to come in and say, we need to stop this bloodshed. We can stop this, but not through the military. There is a role for the military, and it will not be more than 10–20%. The rest is we all must come in and take care of this thing. Everybody must get involved. All these governors asking to fight, you will fight till kingdom come. This is not the first time. We had a governor once in a while. We had a governor that was making this kind of noise.
There will be Northwest Security Summit, supported by UNDP. And all the governors, they will all converge on Katsina, most likely next week. Do you think it will make a difference? Because they are bringing experts, people like you.
No, experts from where? They went all the way. 10 of them went all the way to America for 3 days. 10 northern governors went all the way to America for 3 days, sat down. What were they regurgitating intelligence to them? Oh, we are this, we are this, we are this. They have never sat down in Nigeria.
Now they want to sit in Katsina.
Do you need UN to do that for you? Can't you sit down and do this yourself?
Most likely for the technical aspect, maybe to understand, to get some
what technical
security.
What technical aspect? Let me tell you.
They have more intelligence. We have to be frank, Prof.
Problems are local.
Certainly.
Solutions must be found locally.
And that is
not in Abuja, no. Not in Abuja. Big plans from Abuja. We've had big plans from Abuja for the past 8–9 years. All these Tucanos, where are Tucanos? Much advertised Tucanos are going to solve these problems. Where are they today?
That's why I'm asking whether it is a positive move. Now that they are moving to Katsina, the 7 governors,
every governor, the banditry in Katsina, different from the banditry in Zamfara, that of Sokoto, that of Niger, that of Kaduna, they are different. The players are different.
So you think that...
So you need to understand, every governor needs to understand his terrain, what is causing the problems, who are the major players, who are their interlocutors, who can you get to, who can you reach out to. No, they are running here or they are running to Washington, D.C. If you don't understand locally, the UN will come and ask you, you are the one going to be telling them all the information. Why are you having to tell them when you don't know... what is causing the problem in Katsina is entirely who are the actors in Katsina, who are the actors in Zamfara, where are they? They never move. These guys are here. They don't run away. They are here.
They exchange captives and all that.
They have been here. They don't move. So it's not that you made this guy was here. He moved to that. He moved to that. No, they are where they are, and they know. The governors know.
But remember, some of them who fled from Sokoto, they were neutralized in Niger.
Who neutralized them?
The military.
Let's move on.
Okay. I don't want us to move on without finding a solution.
No, let them.
To this.
They know. Wallahi, they know what the solutions are. The United Nations.
Is it the war economy that is actually
just fueling this and about egos and not understanding it? You don't have a diagnosis. How can you write a prescription?
So now, for instance, the Zamfara governor who took the blame to the doorstep of the federal government. Are you exonerating the federal government from this? Since they don't have the powers.
No, it is the primary responsibility for security is the government and that of the federal government. But here you are in Zamfara. You are fighting with your Minister of State Defense. So if you don't have
synergy. But whose fault? Will you now?
Is the egos of this young man.
Then who will solve the problem? Northern Elder Sultan of Sokoto?
No, I've said it again and again and again and again. What is the president doing?
Many believe that Tinubu's attention is on the economy.
No, he's never been interested, and I said it honestly. I said, okay, all these vigilantes they have all over the place. You think the military are applauding them? They're happy with them?
If they are happy with them, why
no, I'm asking you. No, I'm asking you. No, I'm asking you. I'm asking you. You think they're applauding? When they inaugurated all these vigilantes, did you see the NSC there? Did you see the ministers of defense there? Did you see any military head there or police head there?
Maybe they didn't invite them.
No, come on.
And if they didn't invite them, but it's a matter, if we believe that it is an exclusive list, meaning the federal government is actually, relegating its responsibility to another layer.
Hamza,
yes,
we've been in this for forever.
Yes.
It's so the center is just watching the state governors.
And this brings me to this question:
the center is just watching,
democracy.
No, the center,
1 year, after.
The center is just watching the state governors having vigilantes, and all we are seeing is exacerbation.
Is the center helpless?
Of bloodshed.
Is the center helpless?
It's making itself helpless because the center has power.
And, but it is not exuding the power.
It has power.
Is it deliberate? Because somehow there is this theory that it's actually deliberate to continue degrading the northern economy. While many things, projects, economic advancement, and all that going on in the south.
Look, I have said it again and again. The military cannot solve our problems.
Is it the police that will solve?
I will tell you, no.
Okay.
The military cannot solve our problem because it's not the military problem. The role of the military is to provide an enabling environment for dialogue to happen.
Well, you were the secretary of the Chief of Defense Staff Committee during Irabo.
Yeah.
Is it that the new crop of the military leadership, they have deviated from?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I haven't met any one of them. I honestly don't know.
Are you saying that your committee is no longer there?
Yeah,
it's not working?
The committee was then. But what I'm saying is that the military is essentially doing internal policing.
Which is not their responsibility.
It's not. You tell me. Let me ask you.
In our story today, I'm not trying to obstruct you. Our lead story in the paper today is the infight between the police and the Police Service Commission. Since 2018, when Buhari said they should recruit 10,000 every year, they only succeeded in recruiting 20,000. We ought to have had like 60,000 recruits by now. So if police could not even put its house in order, do you think the military should remain aloof so that bandits take over the country?
So tell me, why wasn't the police able to take care of its problem? Because there was a weak president that allowed this nonsense. You are the president and commander-in-chief, and Police Service Commission is going to court with somebody. Call them knockheads, fire whoever you need to fire. I want this done now. To be done. You are an executive president, for crying out loud. President Muhammad Buhari just sat down and let them do all this nonsense.
We thought Tinubu will be different.
No. Whatever he's doing now, he's not doing anything differently.
So if I ask you